Live on all channels. All right, so today, this evening, tonight, this afternoon, or this morning, depending on where you actually are in the world, wherever you are in the world, you're stuck inside most likely because of this COVID plague. However, we are going to be talking about the curse of perfectionism. And nothing and no one is perfect, not even me. Try to be motivated and be the best you can be, plan your own journey. How are you going to make the connections toward your intended destination? Perfectionism is the need to regard anything short of perfection as intolerable. In that case, why would you ever want to be a perfectionist? The setting of unrealistic, harsh, and taxing goals, followed by the failure to achieve them and experience any failures as empty and worthless. Only 100% is good enough, and anything less is unsatisfactory. But this self-destructive and restrictive nonsense is no good for any of us. So many actors sport perfectionism like a badge of honor, even believing that it drives them forward. If you do your prep, you will have long stretches when you're that character talking to another about something of great significance, but then there will be times when you just drop out. At such times, you can either wear the old hair shirt and ritually flagellate yourself, or just accept that life ain't perfect. I mean, shit, they can do amazing things in the edit these days, right? The irony is that perfectionism has the opposite effect and actually slows everything down to a standstill. You start thinking, I'm never going to be as good or as cute as Anya Taylor-Joy. I'm never going to get an Oscar, so why bother? Perfectionism is not a driver. It just gets in the way. It's a huge mountain to climb, and that's enough to put the wind up you and make it so difficult to know where to start. But with planning and realistic goals, base camps along the way, you'll reach that summit. It's all about planning. If you literally are tackling a mountain, you go to somewhere like Mountain Equipment Co-op or wherever to buy boots, a tent, crampons, a climbing axe, a map, and all the other shit you need. Then you hire a Sherpa, or as an actor, you would hire a dialect coach before you head out to your destination. Then you go from stage to stage, avoiding falling rocks and staying hydrated and healthy. You're always aware of the overall objective, but you're not focused on the end result so much that you don't manage the necessary stages or adapt to unforeseen circumstances. If you don't enjoy the journey, you're heading in the wrong direction. When you finally reach that peak, you look over at the next range and decide if you want to repeat the process all over again and think about how you're going to do it. The same is true as an actor. You've got to continue going to classes, learning skills, adding a new accent to your list, read scripts, practice vocal and camera technique, keep healthy, audition, learn a role, finish the job, and blow off steam at the rap party. Are those all on Zoom now, rap parties? Then you look for more roles and start over again. Unless you enjoy doing all this, then you should just quit now. Being self-employed in any profession can be tough if you let it. But if you have fun along the way, achieve your milestones and set new ones, you will be satisfied enough to keep going. Notice I said along the way. It's the journey that counts. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's okay to be mediocre, fuck no, or even a good actor. If you're working this hard, you want to be a great actor, but striving to be perfect, that's a fool's game. Just remember, if you fuck up, don't panic. Release the pressure by anchoring to one of the markers in the script that relates to what is going on with your character, a solid image. Use these markers to refocus and drag yourself back in and get through the scene. Just know that there is no panic. Moments of uncertainty and dropping out can become a part of the scene. And don't forget, if it's not live theater, the editor can cut around it if it looks a bit weird. Just remember, what is done, and what has passed is past. Don't waste time and energy judging whether what you did was good. You could end up spiraling and disappearing down the drain of self-consciousness. And the only way back might be to push, fake, or make it even worse. Embrace your vulnerability and enjoy not being perfect. Reject the shame and fear you've been conditioned to feel ever since you were a small child. Be compassionate to yourself as well as others. It's best to be your authentic self and not how you think others should see you. Contrary to your system conditioning, vulnerability is a good thing because it's what makes you different from the rest. As an actor, you've got to be willing and able to explore and create with the possibility of failure. If you do fall flat on your face it and embrace it, and then move on to the next thing. Aiming for perfection cancels out this vulnerability and suffocates your artistry as an actor. It also interferes with your ability to live your best life and accept uncertainty. It causes you to blame others for your disappointments. Here's a little exercise for you. Try to think back to a beautiful spot that you visited. Close your eyes and recall the sounds, sights, and smells, the feeling of the breeze on your face from that viewpoint. And then think back step by step to how you got there. Did you walk from the car that you rented? Did you take a taxi from the airport to the hotel that you were staying at? Did you drive to the airport to take that plane? Did you book the plane tickets online or go into a travel agent? Are there such things as travel agents now? I'm really dating myself. There were various stages that had to happen for you to reach that spot and bask in its beauty. Now, imagine your ideal career and go through the same process. Think about headshots, agents, castings, bookings, being called to the stage or set, hearing "it's a wrap" and getting home after a job well done to find a new script in your inbox. Now imagine your ideal role and do the same. A call from your agent for the audition, the slides coming in, the research, learning the lines, the makeup, the hair, the words, hearing those words. Cut! It's a wrap! See you next Friday. Bye, everyone.